Mexican fighters have always been distinguished by character and will. Therefore, the number of outstanding boxers from this Latin American country is simply colossal. However, there are always individuals who deserve special attention, and one of these athletes has always been Erik Morales. Erik is considered one of the greatest Mexican boxers. All who happened to see the battles of this man were in love with his technique and his desire for victory. Fights in which he participated were something spectacular. He possessed the highest boxing intelligence and combined his technique with aggression in the style of Mexican fighters. In this episode, we will consider the top 10 knockouts in the career of the Mexican champion, Erik Morales. Erik Morales versus Alberto Martinez. On September 9th, 1995 at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, Nevada, NABF and Mexican Super Bantamweight champion Erik Morales, with a record of 17-0 at the time, met Alberto Martinez from Guadalajara, with a record of 33-21.
Left hook and right cross Morales in the first few rounds. Total to round three rounds, Morales landing 50% of his punches.
In the fourth round, Erik unleashed a very good combination of punches, from which his opponent fell to the floor of the ring. Alberto gets up but has no desire to continue the fight, and the referee stops the match. Erik Morales versus Pedro Javier Torres. The fight took place on October 12, 1996 in California. From the first round, the fighters began with a tough exchange of blows.
Mycket fint, klev han in faktiskt. Öppnade med...
Fått en hart i kroppen tror jag.
Ja, det är det här med... En till. Och det är mycket nära att gå ner. Och Charles redo att i så fall hoppa emellan. Och när han tagit sig faktiskt lite ifrån den här första träffen med han illa.
In the second round, Erik struck with a powerful uppercut into the hull, from which Pedro began running around the ring to recover. But Erik caught him.
Inget fel i det. Ja, det är ett fenomen den här Erik Morales. Det såg han bask.
Erik Morales versus Reynante Jamili. This fight took place on July 31st, 1999 in Tijuana, Mexico. It was Erik's 7th WBC title defense.
Now held by Ed. He was going to use the center of the ring. And he's doing that, but also is leaving himself open by throwing big shots early in this. We saw on the tapes, and that's not a good thing against Erik Morales.
From the very first round, it was immediately clear that neither of the fighters would give a simple victory. This fight was very competitive. In the sixth round, Jamili missed too many hits, and at the end of the round, Erik struck several excellent combinations, from which his opponent falls on the floor of the ring. It was a knockout.
That's the right hand. The referee is counting, and they're going to end the fight. And the hometown hero.
Erik Morales versus Guti Espadas Jr. Fight number 2. On October 4th, 2003, a duel took place in Los Angeles in the Sports Palace Staples Center. Morales and Espadas had already met in the boxing ring on February 17, 2001 in Las Vegas, where Erik celebrated the victory with a unanimous decision. Although 2 years had already passed since then, Espadas still believed that he should have won the first fight.
Big weight difference. I mean, he's traveling. He got caught there.
Yeah.
Guti caught him there with them looping hands, overhands. He's an awkward fighter. He's awkward.
Yeah. Oh, he got hit on the chin with a short right there. Good.
The end of this rematch battle came in the third round, as Erik was faster than his opponent. At the end of the round, in an exchange of blows, Erik struck with the right cross, from which his opponent falls to the floor.
I don't think he's getting up. Lightning fast. Put on a clinic. Footwork.
That's it.
Then when he had the opening.
Erik Morales versus Kevin Kelly. In September 2000, a fight was held for the interim WBC featherweight title between Eric Morales and Kevin Kelly. Full champion Guti Espadas was injured.
Prevented Morales from being so effective with the round.
Right hand by Morales knocks Kevin Kelly's chin up in the air. Kevin guarding and going down.
In the middle of the fifth round, Morales pressed his opponent to the ropes and made a tough combination.
Boom, 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 boom.
Then the Mexican threw a right cross into the body, then a left jab into the head, and a right hook into the jaw. Kelly fell to the floor. He rose at the count of 7. Morales tried to finish off the enemy, but to no avail. Kelly was able to get away.
His head is clear. I just think that body punch took the wind out of him, and whether it was voluntary or not, it was wise for him to go down.
Oh, there's a big right hand. Yes. Kevin takes that one pretty well. Comes back, Kevin.
In the middle of the 7th round, the Mexican began striking the jaw of his enemy with hooks. Kelly stumbled and eventually collapsed onto the canvas. He rose on the count of 9.
And determination.
To the surface.
Are you willing to die, right?
Yes. Yeah. Well, you know, he was hit with the...
Morales rushed to finish him off. The American began to escape. He pressed himself against the ropes and began to take blows at the block.
He is still dangerous.
At the end of the round, Morales held the left hook to the head, then a right hook and 2 more consecutive left ones. Kelly stumbled a bit. He wanted to continue the fight. The referee put himself between the fighters and stopped the match.
Billboards are going nuts about the stoppage. Boards are trying to say the round was over, apparently. Kelly's upset with the stoppage. Morales has another victory.
Eric Morales versus Daniel Zaragoza. September 6, 1997. At 40 years old, Zaragoza was to test another undefeated fighter, his young compatriot, Eric Morales. This was not a typical brawl in one of the local Mexican clubs. The stakes were too big.
And it keeps the other guys on defense so much until they can't come at him like they want to.
At the hands of young Eric Morales.
Oh, those other body shots that hurt him bad.
The body shots have been ripping Zaragoza apart, whose father didn't want him to follow in his footsteps and become a pro fighter.
The fight extended into the 11th round. Eric dominated, and a few seconds before the end, Morales struck with an accurate right cross into the solar plexus. Daniel sank onto the floor. It was a knockout. Morales became the new world champion in the second bantamweight. Eric Morales versus Fernando Velardes. May 3rd, 2003 in Las Vegas. WBC World Champion Eric Morales held another title defense. For this fight, Morales came out in the rank of favorite. He recently lost by a controversial decision to Marco Antonio Barrera and was incredibly motivated to succeed. These years were rightfully considered the best in Morales' career.
With his long arms and his angular frame, Velardes kind of swarms Morales and wraps himself around him. But now with precise counterpunching in combination, Morales...
The boxer to say he's not okay, you can forget that.
Velardes isn't throwing back. There's the second knockdown of the round.
In the 5th round, Eric made a good body-head combination. Velardes falls to the floor and the referee defends the knockout.
Kenny Bayless has seen enough now.
That's when they get hurt. When they get these long beatings like that, one punch after another.
Eric Morales versus Mike Juarez. The fight took place on June 17, 2000 at the Staples Center, Los Angeles.
Star-studded crowd it is. There are familiar and famous faces everywhere in the arena tonight. Turns into a beautiful thing. Little left hook inside by Juarez. Backs Morales up again.
Has that right hand and he comes back with him.
And a left hand shot wobbles senses a chance to finish. Steps in and lands a right, and Juarez goes down. Him into the corner again.
He believes that he can take this guy's best shot.
And he can't.
Not that one.
The fight ended in the third round. In the middle of the round, Eric strikes with 2 precise punches directly to Mike's head, from which he collapses to the ring floor.
One knockdown per round.
Eric Morales versus Jose Luis Bueno. The battle took place on May 16, 1998. This is Eric's 3rd defense of the WBC featherweight title. The fight lasted only 2 rounds, but during this time, Jose fell twice to the floor. In the middle of the second round, in a tight exchange with punches, Eric lands a right hook straight into Jose's jaw. Eric Morales versus Angel Chacon. The fight took place on February 13, 1999 in Paradise, Nevada, USA. Another title defense for Eric, which did not last long.
Raised in the boxing.
Well, he's a good fighter, but he's always at.
In the second round, Eric holds the opponent under constant pressure, pressing him into the ropes of the ring. In the middle of the round, Eric maintained another combination of punches, from which Chacon almost fell out of the ring.
And continues the full-scale assault, and a right hand puts Chacon through the ropes. And that is the end of that. Chacon had never before been knocked down or out.
If you like this video, please press the like button and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any interesting videos. See you again.